Barry, come away from the camera. You'll scare the children. No. Why won't you scare the children? You're getting very, very close. Very close. You're trying to see them, are you? You're trying to see them through the camera. They're a bit far away, my darling. They're a long way away. They're on the other side of their television, and we can't see them just yet. You can have a little wave if you want to. You can't wave because you don't really have any hands. No, that's true. Just legs. All right. Why are you here today anyway, Barry? Oh, because it's Magic Maths Day and you want to help me. All right then. And you didn't help me last time because you were too busy with Barry. I see. Well, you were having a tea party, weren't you, the last time we saw you? Very nicely sharing your food with Barry. Yeah, you like that. Oh, you had another one, did you, for VE Day? Oh, he had another party, just like some of you did. Isn't that lovely? Did you have flags? No, you didn't have flags, but you had some nice biscuits with Union Jacks on. How exciting. How exciting. Now then, are you ready to get busy? You ready to get busy? Yeah, you are. You'd really like some glasses? Oh dear, that'll be another job that Mrs Bowen will have to do, won't it? Shall I make Barry some? It's not Barry, is it? Where is Barry, by the way? Oh, he's having a lie down, is he? Oh, he ate far too much food yesterday. Today, he can't even eat one leaf today. He's so full. He had some salami and some ice cream and a lollipop. Oh, no wonder he's got a big fat tummy. You think something's happening to him. He's going ever so quiet. He's getting ever so fat and he's going ever so quiet. Oh, well, we better keep an eye on Barry then, hadn't we? Maybe something's happening to him. Or maybe he's just not feeling very well. He's got a tummy ache today. Okay, but you'd like to help me, would you? Great. All right then. Well, you can help me today. That would be really, really great. Thank you. We better get to it then, hadn't we? I can't give you any glasses today. You won't be able to wear any glasses today, but I'll make you some glasses so that you can get better at your maths. Shall I put my glasses on, shall I? Okay, I'll put my glasses on then, children. Are you going to have a bit of a rest until you come out again later? Okay, all right then, we'll give you a bit of a rest and then you can come out soon. Right, Magic Maths glasses on, everybody. If you've got yours, put them on now. Ready for the magic? There we go. Magic of maths is all around us. Now, how did you get on with your Kim's games? Did you get on all right? Did you have a play with your grown-ups and hide some objects under your cloth and get them to guess what was missing, what you'd taken away? Hope you did. Now, going to do something a little bit like that today, but also a little bit different. It's got a big fancy word that only the grown-ups need to know about, really. The big fancy word is called subitising. Subitising. Or if you're American, you might call it Subitising. Subitising. And that really means that you need to be able to use your brains and use your eyes. That you get really good at looking at a group of objects that might be on this tray, and you get really good at noticing how many of the things are on there without counting them. It's a special skill that your brain gets really good at doing, and that's why we're practicing. Alright, so before we get started with some of that, we're going to get our brains going by looking at our dice patterns first, because that's how we use these eyes to say what we see, don't we? So nice and quick, remember, because it's not about counting the dots, it's about seeing it and knowing it. Are you ready? Off we go. Oops. Bit harder. Gave you that one a bit longer. The ones that you should know, I'm literally flashing them in front of your eyes super quick. That's that hard one. And the last one. Did you get them? You might not have got all of them straight away, because remember we talked about those fancy patterns. Some of them you haven't seen very often, like that one. The 3, 6, 9 all together, and those things take a little bit more practice. Okay, what about looking at some numbers, numerals as we call them, especially if we're writing them down? Let's do quick fire numerals to get your brains working, and then we will do some more Subitising. Okay, right, ready? Say what you see with your grown up. Super quick. We need to get really good at knowing all our numbers all the way up to 20. This one. Whoops, no upside down ones, Mrs Bowen. Oh, we've had that one already, haven't we? This one, whoopsie, special number, 10, this one is a big one, the big one we should know, and the last one. How did you do? Did you get all of them right? I hope you did, really hope you did. Now then, let's get back to what we're learning about today. So, learning about spotting how many things are in a group without having to count them. I thought you might like to look at caterpillars. So, let's have a look at 2 pictures of caterpillars with the same number of caterpillars on them, but they might be different. So here we go. This is an easy one to get you started, because how many caterpillars can you see? Yeah, dead easy, isn't it? Because you can only see one. And it's nicely positioned in the middle of the paper so that you can see it straight away. But, so you know there's one. What if Mrs Bowen shows you this one? The caterpillar's not in the same place, and your brain might say, well, that isn't one because it's not where it should be. But it is, because it's still one caterpillar on the paper. Do you understand that? It's not changed, it's just moved, but it's still there. Okay, let's try another one, shall we? Here's another one. So here we go. How many can you see that time? You can see 2. You can see them side by side. You can see it's 2. And how many now? It's still 2, isn't it? But they've moved. But there's still 2 caterpillars. It's the same. Your brain has been able to see that there's the same number. Let's try another one. This one really might get you going. How many can you see there? 3. But look here. How many now? Can you still see 3? Yes, you can, can't you? But they're in a different place. They've just moved. They're in a different place. Right, here we go again. How many can you see? Nice and quick. Is it 4? Should be 4. And how many now? Ooh, we've got caterpillars that are upside down, doing a bit of a jiggle, doing a bit of a dance, but there are still 4, because your brain should, woo, Mrs Bowen lost her glasses. Your brain should be getting so good at spotting that that is 4. 2 and 2, it's 4. Okay, let's try a bigger number this time. That one's a little bit like the dice pattern that you get used to. I'm just seeing if I can find it. Here it is. That one reminds me of that dice pattern that we get used to. The number 6. It's 6. So here we must have 6 caterpillars. 2, 4, 6. 6 caterpillars. But look what happens when we move them around. Can you still see that that's 6? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I've counted them, which is actually breaking the rules. You're not supposed to count them. You're supposed to just know that that is actually the same as that. But they've just wriggled around. Are you starting to get it? Hope so. Let's have one more go. This time, I've got such a lot of cards on the floor today. So many things to pick up. Right, this one again makes me think of the dice pattern because you've got 2 at the top, 2 at the bottom and 1 in the middle. So there must be 5. There must be 5 caterpillars here. But look what happens when they change and wriggle around and move around. Does your brain notice that there is still 5 caterpillars on there, even though that pattern is not the same anymore, but there's still 5. Okay, now the more you do this, the more you look at groups of things that might not look what we call in a regular pattern. They're all jumbled up, but your brain will still get used to seeing that that's 5 things, or that's 3 things, or that's just 1. Okay, and we've got to keep practicing and keep practicing, because it'll help you be super good at your maths as you get older and as you move through school and you get asked to do lots and lots of big, you know, sort of nearly grown-up sums. You'll get much better at your numbers and your maths. Okay, all right, let's have a go with something else. Oh, excuse me everybody, my nose keeps itching me today and dribbling. I've been out in the garden earlier and I think there's so many seeds flying around outside that Mrs Bowen's getting a little bit hay fevery. It's making my nose itch. Now, I thought today you might like to have a go with some Lego bricks. These are my Lego bricks at home. So I'm going to put some Lego bricks on the tray. You can see them nice and clearly. Let's put them in a pattern. Now, you should really now begin to be recognising that pattern. I'm doing this deliberately now so that you can practice. Doesn't it look a bit like that? Yes, it does. So there's that pattern. There's this pattern with the Lego bricks. And if I was to add the numeral to that pattern, let's see if I can find it. Can you be thinking, what numeral should I be adding to that group of things? Would it be 1? No, of course it wouldn't. Would it be this one? Yes, it would. So that's giving you 3 different ways of seeing 5. You can see 5 like that. You can see 5 Lego bricks. You can see number 5 written as a numeral. And actually, if we put our caterpillars there as well, you've also got 5 caterpillars. That's 4 different ways of seeing 5. But it's all 5. Isn't that clever? Now, let's change it now. I'm going to put a cloth over it. And Barry's going to come in. It's not Barry, is it? It's Harry. I keep saying the wrong caterpillar today. I'm sorry, Harry. We must remember that Barry's not here today. Barry's not feeling very well. Right, are you ready to go under there and change that pattern around a bit? Okay, under you go. Oh, Harry, you have changed it for us, haven't you? What a jumble of bricks. They don't even look like they're arranged in a nice way, do they? They're all squashed up together. But what does your brain see straight away? How many does it see? Has anything happened to them? Has Harry done anything? Harry, have you got anything in your mouth? No? Can I have a look? Oh, you cheeky caterpillar, you have. You've got something in there. What's he got in there? Look, I didn't know caterpillars could eat Lego bricks. Harry, give that to me. Harry's taken one away. That's changed our group altogether. How many have we got there then now? 5. Take away 1 is... That's right, you've got it. It's 4. And even though those 4 bricks were not set up like that, because that's the pattern that we get used to, isn't it? There was still 4 on there. Thank you, Harry, for helping me with that. Now, let's have another quick go. So, I'm going to put some bricks out, and you've got to so quickly see how many are on my tray. And I'm going to do it so that I put the bricks out, I hide them, and then I show you. Alright, so I'm hiding them. They're going in. I'm hiding them now. Are you ready? Are you ready to use your brains? Are you ready to subitize? How many are there? And then it's going again. How many did you see? How many did you see that time? The only way I'm going to check is I'm actually going to count them, just to show you and prove to you if you were right or you were wrong. Let's have a look. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Did you get that? Did you? You got 6. Now they still look like they're in a bit of a group of 6, don't they? But let's have another go. Are you ready? Are you ready to look? Are you ready to subitize? Now what can you see? Has it changed? How many bricks now? Don't count them. Just try and work it out. Has it changed? No, it hasn't changed, has it? We've just rearranged the bricks on the tray. We have 1, and over here we have 5. And our brains are getting good at doing our adding now. We know that 5 add 1 more makes 6. It's still 6. It's just not in that normal pattern that we get used to seeing. It's all random, mixed up. Right, let's have a go now with the wheels instead. Let's put some wheels on. Look, I've got wheels. They are wheels, but they're not all the same. And that's because in life, things are different. Sometimes you've got to count things that are different. Sometimes you might have to count your socks, or oh, I don't know, your mum might say to you, you can have 8 grapes to go with your lunch or something, and you've got to count them. Well, they won't all look the same. Things in life don't all look the same, do they? But we have to get used to counting them, and we have to get used to subitizing, seeing that group and just knowing how many there are. Right. Gets harder though as the groups get bigger. So we might have too many on there now. Let's have a count together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Coming along our number line. This number here, if we were writing it down as a numeral, it would be a 1 and a 3. 13 there. Now I think that's too many to look at together like a group, so I'm going to do a little takeaway. I'm going to take away 3. 1, 2, 3, and that takes me all the way to number 10. So I'm going to take 3 away. Let's take the white ones away because they are all the same. 1, 2, 3. Now we're left with 10. Can you see that? Now I'm going to arrange them into a nice little pattern so that we can see it quite clearly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And because I've been talking to you about things a lot, and because you've been practicing, you should know by now that double 5 is 10. That's right, double 5 is 10. 2 lots of 5 are 10 all together. So nice little pattern there. We can see straight away that that is a group of 10, but let's hide it. Let's hide it. Let's jiggle, jiggle, jiggle around underneath. I do need to lift it so I can see what I'm doing though. Harry, are you coming to help me? Come on then, Harry's coming. Harry's coming in. Now you can take, you can go in and maybe take some away, but don't eat it, because that will give you the same tummy ache that Barry's got. Right, in you go, in you go, in you go. Make that pattern different so the children have to see. Okay, have you done that? Good. All right, pop down there then. Okay, are you ready to see everybody? All right. I want you to notice how many. Notice if it's changed, because you're subitising. Okay, you're not really counting. So remember, there was 10 on the tray before, and now have a look now. How many are there now? Quick as you can. Did anybody notice that there were that many? Yes, did you? Because there's another way that we can work that one out. We had 10 all together, and if 10 and 1 has gone, that's 1 less. 1 less than 10 is what we've just seen. It's 9. It's quite tricky, but it's a clever way of putting all those things together that you've learned. You've been learning a lot about numbers. You've been learning a lot about take away. You've been learning a lot about add. You've been learning a lot about adding on 1 more. Or what does it look like if there's 1 less? All of those things that we've been doing, it all comes together like a beautiful cake. Mrs Bowen's always talking about cake, aren't I? It all comes together because your brains are getting more and more mathematical every single day. Yeah? Okay. Let's have another go with these wheels, shall we? Going to put the mat, the cloth over again. Harry, are you ready to come back in? Come on then, he's coming back in to do a bit more sneaking. Change that pattern for me. Right, you got it. Oh, I can see you've got something in your mouth. Well, we know you've got 1, but we don't know if you've got more than 1. Put those down there then. Right then, shall we look? Everybody ready to look? Take it off. Okay. Now we weren't starting with 10 this time, were we? We were starting with 9. And it's changed again. Can anybody see how it's changed? Bit tricky, isn't it? Let's rearrange that pattern in a different way. Anybody getting it now? You can if you want to. Counting 2s, it is quite hard and it is quite complicated, but I know I've got some real clever clogs in my class and they should be able to do that. 2, 4, 6, 7. 2, 4, 6 and 1 more makes 7. Wonderful. Right, I'm going to finish now. I'm just going to put a few beans on there, but I think I'm going to let you very quickly decide. You're going to subitise. You're just going to look really quickly and think, oh yeah, 4, 5, 2, 3. We're going to do it super quick. So what do you see? keep falling, don't they? Let's try that one again. What do you see this time? Maybe it's good that they're moving because, you know, if they were alive, if they were magic beans, they might be jumping all over the place. What about the next one? Bit easy that one, wasn't it? What about this one? And the next one. Say what you see. Okay. And the last one. Oh my goodness. Shall I just put them all on? What about that one? That reminds me of when we did our little bit on sharing and halving. You've got two groups of, and what do two groups of make? Two groups of 4 make 8. You see, the more you do this, the more you're going to get better and better and better at it. And then it's just going to be so easy. Every time you look at your numbers, you're just going to know straight away, well, that's 4 and that's 4, so that must be 8, and that's 5 and that's 5, and that must be 10, and that's 1 and that's 1, so that must be 2. You're going to get so super good at it. What I want you to do, I'm going to go now, but what I want you to do at home with your grown-up is just practice. Have your little cloth ready. Practice with them. Say, I've got a game for your mum, or I've got a game for your dad, or maybe it's your big brother or your big sister. Have your tray or your plate, something. Have your Lego bricks and your wheels, or have your beans, or whatever you've got. But put some things on there and say, right, I'm going to hide it. When I lift it off, you've got to look really quickly and you've got to say how many you can see without counting them. Keep testing your grown-ups and get your grown-up to test you, and see how quickly you can spot 5, and see how quickly you can spot 3 and 4 and 2 and 1, and maybe don't go much higher than 10 to begin with, but then if you get really good at it, especially some of my mathematical geniuses in Apple class, if you get really good at it, you might decide to go for the bigger numbers all the way up to 20. You might do, because if you've got 2 sets of 10 beans and you could see that straight away, then you would know that was 20. So you do what you're happy with. If you're just happy with the smaller numbers, then you stick to the smaller numbers. But if you want to really stretch your brain and go right up here, you can do some of the bigger numbers as well. All right. Now then, Harry, you're not eating those wheels, are you? No, you've put them back. Oh, well done. Well done. Right, are we going to say goodbye to the children? And you can go and check up on Barry and see if he's okay. I wonder what's happening to him, children. If he's been eating a lot and now he's not feeling very well, I wonder what's happening to him. And he's gone very quiet apparently, and he's gone off to hide somewhere. I wonder what has happened to Barry. Maybe we'll find out next time I see you. Anyway, enjoy your Subitising with your grown-ups, and Harry and I will go off and have a little go at it now. Do you think you could have a go at Subitising, Harry? Yeah, I think you could. I think you've learned a lot today. So, have fun, folks, and I will see you, and Harry will see you again next time. Bye for now. Say bye-bye, Harry.
Bye bye.